TheGuruMeditation.
Hey, what's up everybody? Bill here, and today I've got like a little in-between video, man. I got a little snack for you. I know we haven't posted many video lately, man. It's just been a crazy summer. But Anthony and I have been shooting a lot of videos, man. We've been banking them. Now I just need time to edit them all. But in the meantime, I also stream over on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/AmigaBill. I stream about once a week, and last week we had a really interesting guest on. We had Joerg from SceneWorld Magazine. Now, SceneWorld is a Commodore 64 disc magazine, you know, like old school, pop in the floppy disk and read the magazine. And SceneWorld's been going on for many, many years now, but their latest issue is actually available on the Amiga. And this is super exciting, and I want to share it with all my viewers. Not only is it available on the Amiga, but they also have Amiga content in the disc magazine, and this is something that they hope to do a lot more of in the future. So I was lucky enough to have Joerg on. We had a great interview, and I just wanted to share that with everyone here on the Guru Meditation before Anthony and I launch our next video, which should be coming down the pike soon. But in the meantime, enjoy Joerg from SceneWorld Magazine. Something else that came across the old desk during the week was SceneWorld Magazine, right? So I'm gonna try and connect with Joerg here. From SceneWorld, but basically SceneWorld is a Commodore 64 disc magazine. Like they're still going, man. Like they come out with disc magazines that actually work on a real 64 or in the Vice emulator, and they just came out with their first edition that works with the Amiga. Now it's still the same Commodore 64 disc magazine, but it runs on the Amiga. So that's what we're gonna try and do, like right now. Let's see if you guys just give me a minute here. I'm gonna try and call Joerg. I know he's expecting my call, but we just put this interview together like literally 30 minutes ago. So, you know, I'm not even sure what to ask him. But he's a really good guy, and we'll chat with Joerg. Let me just pot down the music here. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Joerg, how's it going, dude?
Good. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Well, thanks for coming on. Let me just turn you up a little bit. I'm gonna turn up your volume a little bit. And let me just go over here. All right, I think that's a little bit better. Everyone, can you hear Joerg all right? Test.
I hope so. Wow.
I think they can. It's so hard, you know, Joerg. It's so hard. Like when you're doing these streams, it's hard to like monitor yourself and monitor everything else because it's just.
Oh, tell me about it. I know it when we do our streams.
Yeah. So let me switch over to the Amiga and webcams here. Awesome. So Joerg, welcome to the AmigaBill stream. I know you know me from the Guru Meditation, but when I'm unfortunately Anthony and I can't always hang out together. So during the week when I have some free time, I just do these quick little Twitch streams, and we do all kinds of cool stuff here. We play games obviously, and then we do creative streams, talk about Amiga news. I've interviewed different Amiga game designers like Erock, and it's a great vibe, and the people who watch are really, really amazing and supportive people. I feel like it's like the best of the Amiga community that comes here. I'm so lucky to have all these great friends that come and hang out, and that's what my streams are like, man. It's just like friends hanging out. At least that's the way I try and make it. So thank you so much for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me.
Shadow, what's going on? Audio is good. Audio spot on. Thanks Hazemaker for the backup. Appreciate that, guys. Awesome. So guys, we are talking to Joerg from SceneWorld Magazine, and I met him a few years ago. I will let him talk about what he does, but just to give you a brief overview, SceneWorld Magazine is actually like a disc magazine that's still being produced today for the Commodore 64. These guys are like doing God's work here. Now, Joerg, I have to admit, I have only used SceneWorld on the Vice emulator. I haven't used it on my real 64. I have an NTSC Commodore 64, which makes it a little bit tricky. But I have used it on the.
Doesn't make it tricky, actually.
It works. It works on an NTSC machine, does it?
Yes, I mean, this is why we started SceneWorld, to make a magazine that works on NTSC and PAL. So it works on any C64. It even works on a DTV. So
wow.
No problem.
I see. I shouldn't make assumptions. That's what I get burned for making assumptions. But
no. So, yeah.
But yeah. Oh, cool. So why don't you just give everyone like a brief overview of what SceneWorld is, and what you guys do at the magazine.
Sure. So in 1998, actually, you had this Driven magazine, the NTSC magazine, and that died. And at this time, I joined the C64 scene, and I thought, like, wow, that would be a cool project to unite the separated user groups of Europe and USA, Canada, and making a magazine that runs on all NTSC and PAL machines. So it's auto-detecting what you have, and we also support hardware like mouse, IDE drive controllers, and all kinds of drives, and all that kinds of crazy stuff. And that is what we started 18 years ago, and it went quite successful. And then we started branching out with our podcasts and doing a lot of other stuff too. So, but basically, we started 18 years ago because we wanted to unite these previously separated user groups, and I think we quite succeeded over there, hopefully.
Wow, that's amazing. Joerg, I think, unfortunately, I think the audio is breaking up a little bit. It's freaking Discord. But we'll try and hang in there. But so you started this, you said, back in 1998?
Yes, I got the idea in 1998, and we started the magazine in the year 2000 in November. And so we released the first issue in January 2001.
In 2001 it first came out, January 2001.
Exactly, yes.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, I think our connection's a little weak, but we'll try and hang in there. You know, let me try something here. I'm gonna stop this. Maybe that will help a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that sounds a little bit better. I think it's a little bit hit or miss, but we'll get through it. Yo, KD ATV, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that very much, my man. Wow. So how many? That's incredible. So it's so SceneWorld is so you guys have the disc magazine. You guys also what else do you guys have? I know you guys also stream as well.
We stream. We have a Twitch stream. We also do a podcast since 4 years, and also we have a YouTube channel, and there we interview tech pioneers and inventors of tech area. For example, I did the last interview with Ralph Baer, the inventor of home computer consoles, before they actually, before he actually, and I did a few other interviews like Charles Martinet, the voice actor of Mario and Luigi, on the podcast. So that is what we do. We try to preserve history and the stories.
Wow,
and that is our main focus there. Yes.
That is awesome. So that's right after my own heart, because that's the same thing with Anthony and I try and do at GuruMeditation. Is, you know, that's our favorite thing to do, is just like demo the old hardware and try to preserve the history. So much respect to you and your team. Now I'm here on SceneWorld.org. Is that the best place for people to reach you guys?
Yes, that's actually true. Yeah, that's our homepage. Yeah. If people want to know about ourselves, like the complete history, you can also go on the English Wikipedia site, and then you can search for SceneWorld, and you get a detailed history in Wikipedia about us.
Amazing. So you guys are busy. I'm looking at the website right now. You guys do a lot.
Yeah, we are 20-something people from all over the world, and we do all this crazy stuff that people say you can't do it. It's too weird. It's too crazy, and we do it anyway. So yes.
I love it. That's awesome. That there's nothing, you know, there's no better motivation than someone telling you that you can't do it. You know.
Yeah.
Figuring out a way.
Interesting about the website, by the way. Actually, if you go and try to download an issue, you can actually click on the top and say run online now, and then the device emulator is opening as a JavaScript application in your browser window, and so you can actually watch the magazine inside your browser window.
I'm doing it right now. Oh wow, there it is. That is too cool. So even if you don't have a 64 or Vice emulator, you can just run it right in the browser.
Exactly, yes. Exactly. Of course, you need a fast enough machine, so it wouldn't work on mobile devices. It will only work on fast computers.
Oh, but that is so cool! Wow, yeah, SceneWorld 27 is loading up on the Commodore 64 screen right now. That is just awesome. Hey, Reverend Arthur Belling, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that so much. Guys, this is amazing. I didn't realize you could run it right in the browser. That is so cool. And it looks like it's running at it's emulating the same speed as it would on a real Commodore 64.
Yes, it's in real time. So the story behind here is that Richard Janishek actually stopped developing this tool like in 2006 because he seemed nobody's interested. So I tracked him down and said, "Hey, we want to do that. Can you update your tool? So we want to do that and want to use it regularly." And he was all for it, saying, "Yes, of course. What do you need? I will put it in." So so we got 1581 support, so you don't have to flip disk sides and all that stuff.
Oh,
So he's a really helpful guy here. And he also helped us doing those commands for this nice user interface.
this
so-
is beautiful. Let's see, I wonder if I can turn, I don't know if the music is too loud, but this is an amazing intro. I love it. I mean, let's see.
Yeah, the intro is actually supposed to emulate tape loading on this Z64.
That is too cool. Okay, I'm just gonna mute the music for now so everyone can hear you better. But this is awesome. So and this is exactly what it would look like if we were booting it up on a real 64 right now.
Exactly, yes. And if and when the picture is fully loaded, actually you can click on skip intro, so it will skip the intro. Yeah. So what else do you want to know?
Wow. Well, so the reason why, I mean, I've always been like really fascinated by what you guys do, and well, actually, before we get into the Amiga part, like, what exactly, like, what is on a typical issue of SceneWorld? I want to know, like, well, so it looks like you guys done like 27 of them over the years. So what kind of stuff do you guys cover?
28 actually.
28, gotcha.
You missed the latest. You missed the latest issue, but doesn't matter.
Which is the most important one for us today. I'm just joking.
Yeah. So what's covered normally? Well, NTSC and PAL news and party reports and transcribed versions of the YouTube interviews. So and of course we have Richard Bayliss, who's known for cranking out games constantly on the Z64, and he is making assembler game coding tutorials for us. So we have all these awesome supporters, you know. We also have Andrew Fisher, who's writing a contributing editor at Retro Gamer UK. So we are lucky to have all those high profile members that are really good at their stuff, and they love to help putting SceneWorld together and doing podcasts and interviews and all that. So
Wow.
That is actually my fortune to have the team behind me that is doing all that stuff.
It really is amazing. Yeah, I see that like the guys in chat are like blown away. I'm blown away by it. So you've got a team of 20 people, and it's just, you know, in today's world, everyone just goes onto a website to get their news, you know, from like Twitter or whatever. But it's so cool that you guys put like the time and effort into this. First of all, just gathering all this information, doing the interviews, writing the articles, and then the fact that you put it on an actual magazine disc that works on a real Commodore 64 is just mind-blowing, man. Congratulations to you guys, and thank you for this. This is amazing.
Yeah, the funny thing is most people don't know how much work it is. And when we first started tracing down pioneers of the old video games, people were actually thought maybe it's fake because, you know, Epic Summer Games, California Games, and so on. It took me 12 years to get a hold of Chris Crick, who was sound manager at Epix, and after 12 years, I traced him down, and the first reaction from the scene was like, "Is this interview fake, or did you really talk to him?" And I was like, "Yeah, I really talked to him." So yeah.
That is
So it's yeah.
Sorry, yeah, no, it's like I understand why some people say it's fake because it is so incredible. Like it's hard to believe. How often does the magazine comes out? Do you guys have like a regular schedule, or do you kind of do it when there's enough material?
Well, we hope to do it two times in a year, like summer and winter issue, but sometimes it just takes longer, and then we do only one issue per year. It really depends, but we strive to make like 2 issues per year again, you know. And since it's just a hobby for us, you know, sometimes real life events come in between and delay stuff, you know.
Oh, believe me, I know. I can't even imagine how much time you guys put into it, because I know how much time I put into like TheGuruMeditation YouTube channel and this Twitch stream, and it's really like, it's a lot of time, but compared to what you guys are tackling here, it's amazing. Like it's nothing. Like but for these streams, like I said, these are just casual streams. Like we decided to do this interview 30 minutes ago, and I'm a kind of a last minute, put things together at the last second kind of guy. So in order to put something of this like caliber together, it's amazing. And you know what? Joerg, my wife is actually vacuuming right now. I need to go close my door because everyone can hear the vacuuming. This is not a.
I saw it in the chat. Who's vacuuming?
Oh, she just stopped vacuuming. Good. Hey, babe, can you close the door? Thanks. Okay. All right, we're good.
No problem.
She's an amazing wife. She's cleaning while I'm streaming. I appreciate that very much. Thanks, babe. Okay, so we're back. So anyway, so we talked about, so you have about 2 a year, and how long does it, I mean, do you have any like idea? Do you ever like keep track of your hours, like how long it takes to put together an issue of SceneWorld?
Like half a year, 8 months, 6 months, around that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's wow.
Because we have so many topics, and we have somebody transcribing the video interviews, and and trying to trace people down, and then waiting for party reports and all that stuff, and then getting logos and music pieces to put together. So it all takes a lot of time. And that's actually also the reason why the Amiga release of issue 28 was 2 months delayed, because our coder was still fine-tuning the maxes.
Well, yeah, that's and again, that is what really caught my attention, and the reason why I was like, hey, you know what, I need something to do on this stream today. Like, why don't I show them the SceneWorld? So Joerg, this is the first issue of the Disc Magazine that actually works on a real Amiga. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Amazing. So it's still all the same content, obviously, but it's just a version that works on the Amiga.
Yes, it's true. And it's also the first issue that was planned from the beginning to be Amiga related too. So as the first Amiga content, we have Dennis Paula from Germany, who is interviewed about his newest Amiga game that he's working on. And so that's kind of an exclusive interview we did with him, as an exclusive, content for this magazine. And also in the info file that we shipped with the magazine, we also have a little statement from Frank Elsner, who did the Amiga presentation in Germany in the Frankfurt Oper in '86. So that was also exclusive for this issue.
Wow. So this is definitely, so it's not, so you guys cover a lot of stuff. It's not Commodore 64 exclusive. It sounds now that you've opened up the doors to put SceneWorld on the Amiga, you will cover Amiga as well.
Yeah, that's true. I've never had an Amiga. I have no idea about Amiga, but we have members that are really deep into Amiga as well as Commodore 64, and said, okay, so you are responsible for the Amiga content then, and for pushing out this issue. So I never saw it myself in person.
Oh, well, you're gonna see it right now.
Yeah.
Well, good, because I don't know anything about the Commodore 64, so we make a great team.
Great.
So guys, what I'm gonna do is I have a command. So if you go ! SceneWorld. Here we go. I'm typing in right now. That's where you can download the package from Poet. Is that correct? Is that the best place to download it from?
Yeah. Well, you can download it from there. Yes, I guess that's the best. That's actually the best place, because Commodore Scene Database doesn't allow non-Z64 content. Of course, you can also go to the issue 28 on our homepage and download it from there. It doesn't really matter. It's all going to the same download link. So.
Got you. So what I did was, to make sure it works, I downloaded it. It was an LHA file, so I just uncompressed it. And then I noticed something. I read the README. I know something very, very cool. It comes with a SID player, so we're actually we're actually gonna hear some Amiga SID tunes Commodore 64 SID tunes on the Amiga. So you also need to just do a little quick install of the SID player that comes with it, but it's like super, super easy. I think I just copied something into my libs directory. It was super easy to do it. So yeah, it's
that's actually interesting, because this implementation is from 1994, I learned, and it crashes a lot and so on. So Six, who is our coder there, he put a lot of effort to make it work and not crashing.
No GuruMeditation, son.
Yeah, exactly. So that was probably the hardest to make work, just because the library is so old and the documentation is improper. But he figured it out. So.
I can't even imagine, because obviously it's designed to work on a Commodore 64, so to translate it to Amiga must not have been an easy task.
Well, he actually he coded a wrapper to use the same files that we use on the Commodore 64 version. So that means each new issue that you crank out for the 64 can easily be transformed and converted to the Amiga. So that should be an easy task.
Wow. Well, easy for some. It wouldn't be easy for me, but kudos to him. That's amazing. So if I'm looking through the directory right now, and I can see the playsid3.lha. That's what I had to extract to get the player installed. But now we're all good. So we're gonna load up the magsys.
Right.
Oh, there we go. Wow. Listen to those SID tunes, and they sound amazing.
I was surprised myself to learn that this implementation is so old.
I'm just gonna pot down the SID tunes, even though they sound great. Wow, so here we are. This is the main menu, and yeah, like you said before, it works with the mouse, which is probably like very special for Commodore 64, I would imagine. But here we are. Okay, so we have a homework assignment. This is the main menu right here. How would you navigate? You just navigate by clicking the bottom, and it scrolls, I see.
Yep. Well, the reason why we started supporting mouse is actually because back in the year 2000, we planned in November 2000, I've learned that a lot of Americans actually are GEOS users. And some of them even don't have a working joystick.
Really? I didn't realize. Yeah, GEOS. Obviously, GEOS is the graphical user interface for Commodore 64. And yeah, I remember I did have GEOS. I did have a 64. I still do. The good old 64C. And it's awesome. I did use GEOS quite a bit, but I used it mostly for games.
Yes. So that is why we decided we support joystick, keyboard, and mouse.
Amazing.
So to have all user groups,
So does it scroll with the joystick? Oh, maybe on the Commodore 64 it will.
You scroll by putting the mouse pointer at the lower part of the screen, and then you just push the joystick button, and then it will scroll.
That is awesome. Amiga DJ has a great question. If anyone else has any questions, please feel free to ask. And if you can just do like @AmigaBill so I can see it easier, that'd be awesome. But Amiga DJ has a great question. What hardware do you need to run this on, and what are the minimum specs?
You mean for the 64?
Well, I think he's asking for the Amiga is my guess. But why don't you say what you need for the 64 and then the Amiga?
Well, for the Amiga, we are still testing what the lowest possible minimum hardware requirements are. That's not tested through yet. For the Commodore 64, the lowest what you need is actually a bare machine, any really the slowest configuration you can imagine. But you can add, as I said, you can add a 1581, that's a 3.5-inch floppy. You can add an IDE controller, so you can have it on a hard disk. So we support all this old hardware, all the new hardware. And it even works on the DTV. So.
Oh wow, very cool. Yeah, Amiga DJ. So like you heard, they're still working out the minimum specs. So I'll give it a try on my 500, and I will report back to you as well. But just so you know, the specs of this machine We are running it on Commodore Amiga 1200, which has got AGA graphics, and I have an accelerator card in here. I have an ACA 1233N, so it's an 030 and it's running at 40 megahertz. So those are my specs, and I'll give it a go on my 500 as well. I've got an NTSC 500 and I have a 500 plus, which is PAL, so I can give that a go. Now the one thing I did notice, I am running this the Commodore 1200, the Amiga 1200 can run in NTSC or PAL mode, and I did have to run it in PAL mode, otherwise like the bottom would get cut off. But that's very, very common with Amiga. If it's if you run a PAL game or a piece of PAL software, the bottom will get cut off because of the extra lines of resolution. So
it should work on both, actually. I will have to ask our coder about that.
Yeah, ask him about it. I mean, it did work. It booted up without a problem and it worked fine. It's just that the bottom got cut off, and like I said, that's just very, very normal for in the Amiga world. So, but just letting you know, this is awesome. So it looks like we have at the bottom here we have a menu bar. I see menu. There it takes to the main menu, and then the speaker. Will that mute the sound?
Yes, if you click on the speaker, you actually should be able to select music pieces, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay. Whoops. Menu, let's go back. Yeah, it doesn't look like the eye or the speaker are working at the moment. Again, guys, this is their first time they've ever come out with SceneWorld on the Amiga, and so they are still working out all the bugs. The fact that it works at all just blows my mind. So Joerg, it looks like these two, unless I'm doing it wrong, these two buttons may not be active, the eye and the speaker. But the menu button works great. So on the main menu, we have editorial, like from the editor. I guess that's two editorial columns, information about the magazine, the articles, exit the menu, and exit the magazine.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's get some information. SceneWorld information, issue number 28. Okay, so you guys are looking for more tunes, some more great SID tunes.
Of course, yeah. We also looking. We always look for stuff, of course, because the reason is when we use logos or music, we really want to use exclusive stuff and not something that has been used before.
All original stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and here's all information about all your FTP site, your homepage, old school mail. Excellent. I love it.
Yeah. We have it all there.
I remember back in the day when you used to get a piece of shareware and you would actually send like a check to the guy who made it, and then he would send you a disc back with the with the full version, if there was a full version. Or that is awesome. Oh yeah, and here's
actually when we started SceneWorld back in the days, we still sent discs by the post, because for example in UK most people in 2001 didn't have proper internet but had a set-top box to connect their TV to some kind of internet, and you would have something like a trackball and a remote control, and you could only do one sign at a time for an email. So like 3 lines of email would take you half an hour or something, and you couldn't attach files to your email that you sent from your TV. So that is why we still used swapping discs around for the first 3 years of SceneWorld. So we really started offline without much of internet.
Wow, that's incredible. I see the Hazemaker, who's a great Commodore 64 streamer here on Twitch. He's asking if that's Andrew Fisher from Retro Gamer Magazine.
Yeah. That's the Andrew Fisher that is working for us.
So you guys definitely,
Exactly.
like you were saying before, you guys really have some heavy hitters and some real talent working for you. That's amazing.
Nice accent, I read. Well, I don't know if my German accent is too nice, but thank you.
Yeah, Joerg is a very cool dude. Yeah, and thanks for coming on. This is so cool. I can't wait to explore this more. So let's see. Here we have an editorial. Before exit menu, I was able to call up another menu. There it is, the music menu. Exit menu. So what I did was I clicked in the upper right corner there, Joerg, and it looks like we have different songs we can play. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 different songs. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Dreaming City is what we've been listening to. Like a Moon. Oh, there we go. I like it.
Yep. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Rogue Ninja.
Oh yeah, Rogue Ninja is actually my favorite, by the way.
Yo, Roar, how's it going? Yeah, if you're just joining us, like my man Roar just showed up, we are checking out SceneWorld Magazine. SceneWorld is there's a lot of things. It's a podcast, it's a YouTube channel, it's a Twitch stream. But you know, what I've always known it for is a Commodore 64 disc magazine. And here on issue number 28, they actually made it available for Amiga. So we are checking out SceneWorld Magazine on my Amiga 1200. Joerg, do you guys plan on like moving forward and making this a regular thing? Like, will all your future issues be available for Amiga?
That's the plan, yes. And as well as we do this on the Commodore 64, we also want to improve it for the Amiga version. Because one thing that we always did with SceneWorld on the C64 is we always implemented new features, you know, like adding support for printer, adding support for IDE 64 and all that stuff. And what we are looking into right now is adding support for the JamFM, the OPL2 Yamaha sound interface that was released recently.
Oh, wow.
And we are looking into adding support in a future issue of SceneWorld for the C64. So you can also have all the SID tunes played over the OPL2 Adlib Yamaha sound. That's actually planned. If it's working out, we will see. But that's actually what we're planning to.
Wow.
So we want to improve SceneWorld, and we did so in the last 18 years. We never stopped improving and putting more features into the Maxes.
It's really awesome because it's hard enough just to gather all of the articles, all the information, to write the articles, you know. But you guys didn't get comfortable. You guys keep pushing and try and come up and improve the magazine and come up with new ideas. That's awesome. So it's always a work in progress.
Yeah, we try to listen to our fans, you know. People were demanding for years that they can watch and read the magazine in a browser window, in a lunch break at work or something, but they are not allowed to use Vice Emulator on their work machine. So I came up with this, okay, let's make a JavaScript implementation that's already around and put that into the homepage, you know. And then another guy got the idea to make a little nice interface next to it. So, you know, which would be our Gary Fogg Scorpion, that is also known for running a BBS, and he's doing this web implementation for us. So we have somebody for all kind of tasks in the team. That is how we work.
That's awesome. That's the divide and conquer. You know, everyone's got their ability that they're good at. So you might as well use everyone for the talents that they bring to the table. That's just awesome. Different folks bring different talents to the table. So Joerg, are you basically the ringmaster of the whole operation? You bring everyone together. You're like the director.
yes. I'm the organizer and main founder of the magazine. That's right. I keep the stuff together.
Wow.
Keep the scene together. And actually, it's fun to see in the chat people are laughing about NTSC scene. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, because I've got the article list up here right now, and I see you've got party scene, games news, interviews, and then the NTSC scene. So I'm just curious, what is the NTSC scene? Oh, NTSC news.
Yeah, that's all. That's basically just NTSC news. Because for us Europeans, you know, when we started 18 years ago, people were like, okay, America, nothing is happening in America anymore. Why should we want to read about that, you know? And, but hey, there's a lot of stuff happening. And Ultras from Canada is our NTSC news guy.
Oh, very, very, very cool. I love how you have your Statue of Liberty graphic here too, and it's amazing. It's not just like a text file; it's actually like formatted well. It looks so cool. That is amazing. I love how you have like little boxes here and the Statue of Liberty. That's great. Skulls. You got. Yeah. I'm an eye candy junkie. A little joystick clip art. That's just awesome. Hey Robo,
Yeah,
how's it
that's
going? Sorry guys if I'm not totally interacting with chat, just because we have Joerg from SceneWorld Magazine on, and it's a little bit, I don't want to interrupt him too much, you know, but thanks everyone for watching. Yeah, Amiga DJ, you like that Statue of Liberty too? Yeah, me too. This is amazing. I'm just blown away by the amount of content you guys have on here.
Thank you.
This is going to be my new vice. I'm gonna have a new addiction here, Joerg.
Sure, if you enjoy it, that's what we aim for.
Wow, so you have 1, 2, 3. You have 4 interviews. I see David Pleasance there. Excellent. 4 interviews. This is amazing. 4 interviews. Let's see. 4 interviews. 1, 2, 3, 4 articles about different parties. Yeah, one of the things that is going on here in the States, we do have a lot of good like vintage computer shows, and I've met one of the people that you work with, AJ, at the Vintage Computer Festival East. So maybe AJ could write something for you guys about that get together. That was really fun.
Yeah, we did a special about that in our podcast last year, and he did the music about that. Sorry, he did a video about that. So yes, so he did his part about that. Yes.
Excellent. Oh, games news part 1. Wow. There, it's very interesting. I love the layout, and I'm always like really excited whenever anyone makes a new game for the Amiga. But I understand I'm not as into the Commodore 64 world as Amiga world, but I understand that the Commodore 64 scene is like thriving with new games.
That's true, and I also hope that we had our play into the fact that nowadays almost all new commercial released Z64 games are NTSC fixed.
Wow. Oh, that's so cool. Because I know a few of the games that came out recently that I really want to play were for PAL. And I need to get a PAL Commodore 64 because I know a lot of cool stuff is on the PAL for the 64. But that 64 with the new one that just came out, I don't know if it's called 64 Reloaded. I can't remember. It's the FPGA board with the HDMI output. That thing was really, really cool.
Oh, you mean the Ultimate 64 from Gideon Schweitzer? Yes.
It's incredible. My friend, I don't know if he's got his delivered yet, but it's on the way. Yeah, I mean not the actual cartridge, but I think the cartridge is built onto the board. It's an actual like FPGA board, almost like a Commodore 64 and FPGA board. That thing is cool.
Exactly. Yes.
That's amazing. Amiga DJ, I should get on some BBSs while you're at. Oh yeah, dude. I got some. My buddy from Amiga user group. Bronx user group. That used to be a Commodore 64 and an Amiga user group back in the day. He's starting up a new Amiga BBS, so I'm really excited to get in on some BBS action. I've got the Wi-Fi 232 from Paul Rickards. So it telnets. It's like it hooks you up to your local Wi-Fi and you end up telnetting in, but you have your terminal program. And it's very, very much like the old BBS experience. It's very, very cool. Thanks, Amiga DJ. Awesome. I could use that help. A logo menu. Oh, so you guys have different. Oh, you can change the logo at the top. That is so cool.
Yes, you can. You can actually. Yes, we have 4 logos each issue.
I don't know how I got there. I don't know how I got to the logo menu, but main menu. So it looks like depending on where there's different points that you can click on to bring up different menus. Let's see, main menu. Exit menu. I'm not sure how I got to the logo menu. Music menu is in the upper right. Exit menu. What's in the lower right here? Music menu. I don't know how I got to the logo menu, but I'll figure it out. I should read the directions here, Joerg. Amiga DJ. Unfortunately, the Bronx user group is no longer active, so there's no link. Wow. So if we go to articles, so party scene, game scene. So what's the difference between games scene and games news?
Well, games news is actually about games news, and game scene is, if I'm not mistaken, game reviews and how to make a game, and well.
Oh, I see.
Stuff.
Yeah, how to make a game is a little more technical. Got it.
Yeah, it's like more like a tutorial,
Wow.
And on the C64, in the C64 version, we actually have a a third disk image, a third disk site, just for this tutorial with source code on it and the final game to run and all that stuff.
Wow.
So a lot of bonus goodies on the Z64 version, actually.
That is so cool. Will this work on my real 64 with the SD2i EC? Because I've got that from the future. It was 8-bit, and I love that little device.
No, that would not work because of the loading, I guess. If I'm not mistaken.
Got
But
you.
anything else should work.
Okay.
As soon as it's using the normal OS loading routine, and it works with a normal, well, loader Commodore based, it should work. If you just say at the beginning where it asks, do you want to enable the fast loader, you just say no, and then it will load in this bloody slow normal loading mode that the C64 has, you know, this bloody serial implementation of a loading routine.
Got you. So, like, I know here, like, in the Amiga world, we have something called Adf Files, which are like the D64 files, and you can take those files and write them back to an actual floppy disk. So, are you able to either write the D64 file back to a floppy disk and load it into your Commodore 64, or do you have something that's already pre-built for that, so you can actually like run the magazine off a floppy disk?
Well, actually, if you go to download on the homepage, you can download the D64 images that are disk images for the C64, and then you can just convert it to a real disk. Yes.
Oh, excellent. That's a good way to do it as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing like
Yeah.
I really love like all the modern features of like D64 files and ADF files and GoTech drives, but nothing beats like popping in a real floppy and hearing it chug away, you know.
Well, the D64 is actually not so modern. It was invented by Wolfgang Lorenz in '94, and a few other people actually. So this format is actually now 24 years old. So it's not so new actually.
That's good. Interesting to know. Yeah, even the ADF files I think are much older. It has become more popular recently with emulators becoming so popular, and the GoTech drive, because the GoTech drive uses them as a base. That's like a USB drive that you can replace your floppy disk drive with. But we have a question here from Amiga DJ. He's asking you, does SceneWorld have a BBS?
Yes, we use the BBS from Scorpion.
Excellent. Is it like a dial-in BBS, or can you telnet to it?
Telnet.
Do you Joerg, if you want, you can throw that into the chat when we're done, or I can hook up Amiga DJ. He's a friend of mine with the link, and I would love to telnet in as well, because like I said, I've got that Wi-Fi 232 adapter for the Amiga, which is a lot of fun. And
Well, it should be all in that info file, but yes, sure, I can throw stuff into the chat if people want to know.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Let's use the info file. Let's go menu. Let's see, articles, information. Would it be in the information?
Yeah, that should be in there, if I'm not mistaken.
Where you can get SceneWorld, internet source. Okay, there's sceneworld.org. Or at the New Dimension, the FTP site, old school mail, joystick. Okay, that's
if
right.
I'm not mistaken.
Credits.
As I said before, I never actually saw the Amiga version in real life, so
Got you. Yeah, so
no, I had no idea if we put it in there or not.
Got you. Yeah, this is Amiga issue number 1. Even though it's your 28th issue, this is Amiga issue number 1. So you're still getting the hang of it. But I mean, you guys knocked it out of the park. It's amazing. It works. It's working great. I'm having an absolute blast with it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for this, Joerg, and thanks to your whole team. I mean, this is it's so cool to be doing. You're doing two things at once. You know, you're preserving history, and you're making new history as well. And you're doing something that's very unique and very, very, very cool. This is something people can look forward to. You know, when it comes out, and it's just awesome to have like new things happening in our retro world like this. It's I mean, back when I had my Amiga, I never thought in 2018 there'd still be new stuff coming out for it.
That's true, yes, and we heard there are not many Amiga disk mags around, just like 3, and we are the 3rd one, and the other ones are all dead by now. So
unfortunate. To be honest, I didn't even realize there were still any Amiga disk magazines around. Oh no, I think Amiga Future comes with a disc, but this is very, very cool. Well, welcome to the Amiga Club. It's a pleasure. It's an honor to have you guys here. You guys are really a top-notch organization, and what you guys are doing, you're doing God's work.
You.
Yeah, I love your stuff. I love your stuff. It's amazing. Let's see what else. Amiga DJ, I'll try and get you the URL. I will get to you the URL when the stream's over. I don't see it here. Maybe you can get to it from sceneworld.org. I'll go check it out. Fishbot says it's beautiful. I think all the guys that are watching are pretty blown away by your work and the work of the team here, Joerg.
Of course, it's still a bit rough on the edges, but it should improve with the future issues, hopefully.
Yeah, like I was saying, this is issue number 1, so it's really amazing. And I never thought I'd be hearing like SID tunes on my Amiga. I never tried that before. That was super cool. And I've got a lot of reading material here, Joerg. This is amazing. Oh man, cool! I can't wait to read through all this.
Yeah. So the next plan we actually have is having an online emulation in the browser for the Amiga version as well. That is our next goal, actually.
Oh, very, very cool. Right, because right now, as you guys saw before, you can read SceneWorld Magazine right in the browser with JavaScript, and it's doing a Commodore 64 emulation. So it sounds like they've got an Amiga emulation, Java emulation in the works as well. Yeah, the guy's saying it's amazing.
That is, of course, third party. We are just implementing it.
Right. The emulation already exists. You're just kind of implementing it onto your site and using your magazine.
Exactly, and we are in close touch with the coders and stuff. That is actually at least what we try, so we can get it a bit modified for our needs,
Right. Yeah, Hazemaker64 says only Commodore 64 makes it possible, and I forgot, but he made a comment before. If you guys are looking for writers, he may be interested. He's a great streamer here on Twitch, and I think he writes for Indie Retro News and maybe a few other online magazines, so he would be a great guy to add to your quiver, add to your team. I can connect you guys after the stream. Yeah.
Of course, sure. What you should know actually is we have a hidden secret internal Facebook group that we organize ourselves, and the way we work is we discuss like what do we need, and then we discuss like how should it look like. So I try not to command from the top of my chair how things have to look in a particular way, so people are not limited in their creativity. That's actually what I try to do. So I never know the results myself until it's finally released. So it's even a very exciting moment for myself.
That's cool. Yeah, Hazemakers. We all like secret groups and secret societies. That's funny. But yeah, that's to me that's a sign of a great leader. And in being in my line of work, that's what the director has to do, because you're pooling together all these different people that each have their own individual talents, and instead of trying to control everyone, you empower everyone to do what they're good at, and then that's how you get the best product.
Yeah, that is what you try to do, and this is why we are not the fastest. Sometimes we need a bit of more time to release something, but we get it done in the end.
That's all that matters, because you're preserving history. It's not going anywhere. And the truth is, like, why rush something? Like, why rush something and make it not work properly or make it not as good as it can be? People, I'd much rather like wait for something of good quality than just have something that is very average come out more frequently. I'd rather wait for the good stuff and have less of it, but I know it's going to be great.
Exactly.
And a lot of thought this, and also there's so much stuff on here. It's going to take me a long time to get through it all. So I need time in between anyway. I wouldn't be able to keep up if this was coming out every couple of weeks or every month.
True.
Awesome, Joerg. Well, this is super exciting. I'm very, very excited about this. And I don't know if there's anything that this interview, we put this together 30 minutes ago. So a huge thanks to Joerg for coming on in the last minute. I I was gonna show this today. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't really talk intelligently about this. But Joerg can. I was like, well, Joerg, you want to come on and talk about it? And he's like, yeah, sure. So huge thanks to you, Joerg, for coming on. It's really great to have you. And I don't know if anyone has any more questions for Joerg. He'll be happy to answer them. Joerg, if you have anything else you'd like to add, please go for it.
Well, I guess I really answered almost all and said almost all that is there to say about it. Well, we just look forward to the next 18 years.
Amazing. Yeah, the time flies, right? Well, thanks for all your hard work. Oh, and also I do want to mention you were on the Retro Hour, and I heard you on the Retro Hour. That was also a great interview. So if anyone, I know pretty much everyone that watches the streams also tunes into the Retro Hour, but if you missed the episode with Joerg, it's a great interview that Dan and Ravi did with you. So I encourage you to go watch or listen to Joerg's episode of the Retro Hour, a great interview with Joerg as well.
Thank you. Yes, I'm actually totally blown away that so many people want to talk to me and work with us and stuff. We never had this intention to grow so big. It was a small side project just for fun, and then suddenly it blew up into proportions that I wasn't prepared for. So
that's awesome. Well, congratulations. You deserve it. I mean, it just proves that what you're doing is really cool. People are interested in it, and when you make something great, people respond to it. So it's not surprising to me. This thing is so cool and so well done, Joerg. It's really amazing work that you and your team do.
Thank you. Well, of course, it creates new problems when our webmaster decided to leave the retro scene and hobby. We had to find a new host and to find a new free demo scene host for all the stuff that we have on our homepage, was like, wow.
It must have been really stressful.
That wasn't so easy. Yeah, that wasn't so easy. Especially because we have special requirements for the podcast, for iTunes, for the JavaScript emulator and all that stuff. So we needed a specially configured web space. So everything runs as we intend to. That was really hard to get it all to run on a new web hoster. Wow. But thanks to scene.org, we got it run. So they are really cool.
Yeah, you know what? If you guys wouldn't have lasted 18 years if you weren't able to overcome obstacles like that. Like you guys are like over the course of time, like stuff like that's gonna happen, and obviously you guys can adapt and deal with it. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and Amiga DJ's got a good question. Do you know when I know you mentioned it comes out once or twice a year, depending on how things go. Do you have a plan as like an idea of like a target time for when the next issue will come out?
Hopefully December.
Hopefully December. Excellent. Well, we'll be.
If it's becoming January or February, don't quote me on that.
We won't hold you to it. Don't worry. Again, it's all about quality, and I'm looking forward to seeing this Amiga edition. This is the first time I'm really browsing through it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do with it in the future, because this is only the beginning for SceneWorld on the Amiga. It's very, very exciting stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. All right, Joerg. Well, thanks so much for coming on. You're welcome to come on the stream anytime you want. You've always been a great friend to me, and I really appreciate and respect all the work that you guys do. So, thank you so much for keeping the Commodore 64 scene alive and now keeping the Amiga scene alive, man. My hat's off to you. I take my hat off and my headphones are on. I couldn't hear you anymore. And I'm bald, and I can't drop my camera, mess my camera all up.
Okay. Well, so have fun in the stream, and thanks again for inviting me and answering questions and talking about what we do. It's very important to keep this going, and I hope we can do this in the future.
Absolutely. All right, Joerg, I'm going to drop some links into the chat, and it was really a pleasure to have you. And like I said, you're welcome to come back anytime and hang out here on the stream. It's really a pleasure to have you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
That everyone's like, I'm sure everyone love this. It's so cool to have you, Joerg. Thank you very, very much. And yeah, I'll be talking to you real soon.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, there we have it. Joerg from SceneWorld. That was amazing. Again, that was a complete surprise. I had no idea this was going to happen. I knew that he sent me the link to the to the magazine, and I was playing with it last night, and I was like, oh man, I was like, oh man, I have to show this to everyone on stream. And then we were talking about an hour ago, and I was like, Joerg, you want to come on and talk about it? Because you can tell me a lot. You obviously can talk a lot more intelligently about SceneWorld than I can. So yeah, huge thanks to Joerg for coming on. Fishbot, he is a really nice guy. Yeah, he's a really nice guy.